Hey guys, what's up? Vicious here. Today we're going to be doing a video product review. I'm going to be showing you guys the Belkin N52TE. This is also known as the Razer Nostromo because Belkin no longer makes this product. Razer has taken over full production and they make the same device under a new name. So this review is good for both the Belkin N52TE and the Razer Nostromo. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. Okay guys, here we are. We're looking at the N52TE. First thing I want to do is just show you what it looks like and what it is. Keep in mind that this is the Belkin model, not the Razer model, but they're the same all the way down to the famous blue glow that is a trademark of the Razer products, and even down to the USB cable that has the gold-plated coating that the Razer products always come with. So I just want to make that clear. There's only one notable difference between the two that I'll mention up front, and that's the drivers. For this one, the N52, you have to go to Belkin's site and download the drivers for this. If you have the Nostromo from Razer, you have to go to the Razer site and download the Nostromo drivers. They don't work with the other ones. They are specific to themselves. So what is the device? I would call it an external gaming keypad. But what it essentially is it's a hybrid device. It basically replaces the left side of the keyboard from the F key and over with all of these keys. So by plugging it into the USB port immediately, if I was to start pressing these buttons, the letters would show up on screen as if I was typing on the keyboard. So it's the left side of the keyboard, but in addition to that, you've got a scroll wheel here that replaces the mouse scroll wheel. And when I say replaces that, you can still use your mouse scroll wheel. It's just an extra one. And it has a D-pad here like a controller would have with like a joystick tip on it, but if you pull this off, it has like a regular D-pad. So you basically have a keyboard, a controller, and a mouse all in one. And it's shaped in such a way that it's supposed to be ergonomic on the hand. You got this nice curve here, and the keys, everything falls into a natural placement. So it helps with your ergonomics, it might help with your speed, and it's made for gaming, most definitely. So let me show you a little bit more about it now. Space bar right here. This is the F key and over. This is the R key and over. This is the C key and over. This is like the shift and the caps lock and the tab key. But what's really unique about this is that just plugging it in only gives you the smallest amount of functionality the device has. What really makes it so great is once you install the software for it, every single one of these keys can be programmed to do anything you want them to do, whether it be a different key on the keyboard or a full-blown macro. Each one of these keys can support a macro. Even further is the fact that you have 3 LEDs here, and this represents what key mode you're currently in. This keypad supports 3 different sets of programming at the same time, and you can toggle between them. So I can combine all of these. Say I'm going to use World of Warcraft because that is the best example I can think of. Say you have your farming spells that you use in game, and you want to program all these keys to be your farming spells. But then in PvP, you use a different spell set. So instead of having to change anything in the game, you just toggle this to the next mode over, and you have your different spells automatically bound to the keys just by pressing a button. So pressing this button here, there's one key set under blue LED. Pressing it again, it goes to red, and that's the next set of keys. And the third one is green. So it holds 3 different completely customizable sets of keys. Now I know this is really good for gaming, but also I think of media specialists like Photoshop, video editors. I've actually seen people use these before because those programs have just tons and tons of keyboard shortcuts that can improve your workflow. So if you use this, you can actually program the entire keyboard shortcut to just a single key press. So it does come in handy for other things just besides gaming. So really, my evaluation of it, the keys are a membrane key, but they have a nice solid press to them. When you press them down, they bottom out completely, and it's a nice solid connection. So there's no thinking you pressed a key and you didn't actually press it. The handrest has got a pretty nice curve to it. Lots of people don't like the D-pad. It doesn't work as well as you would like it to. And that's because your finger doesn't really stick to this joystick too much. There is a modification online you can read up on where you put rubber on this, and that makes it much better. But still, I don't think that many people are going to really use the D-pad anyways. They're going to stick with mostly the keys and the space bar. This is adjustable in 2 positions. I had it in the closest position, and I can bring it back to a further position. So if you have a different size hand, it can accommodate larger and smaller hands. So those are the benefits and the features. I would say the good thing about it is definitely the macros and the idea that it's easily, able to be fit into a backpack if you're using a laptop like I am. I definitely have some cons too, though. One, like I said, the D-pad really doesn't work too great off the bat, and it's going to take some getting used to it as well. The hand rest, while it's at a good angle, I think for a device that's targeted to be ergonomic like this one, that this should be adjustable on a slider so that you can have it as close or as far as you need it to be, rather than only 2 positions. I don't think that would have been hard to do in design, and it would have made it much better, because the closest one for me makes me curl my fingers a little bit more than I think is optimal. And then at the furthest setting for me, I feel like my fingers are stretching out too far, especially for these last keys, and not able to press them as easily as I would like to. So I think this should have been on some kind of slider. The other thing is, if you look at the bottom, you have the switch here to turn on and off the lights in case you don't want to get blinded at night, you don't like the blue light. And you have rubber feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rubber feet. The rubber feet are what keeps them from sliding around, but you see that they stop here while the handrest goes out further back. So if you apply enough pressure to the back of where your palm sits without pushing down on any further part, you can actually tilt the entire keypad up in the air like this. And I think that's a design flaw as well that probably won't affect most people. And if it did, you can modify it somehow, but just be aware that it's there. So people that I think this is good for, gamers and media experts, but I'm going to narrow it down even more specifically. I think that this is a specialized device that's only going to be good for, I'm going to say laptop gamers. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the setup I have right now, this is fitting to the left of my laptop. On the right side is my mouse, and my laptop is sitting right in front of me where I'd always want it. I can use this keypad to game on the laptop while using the mouse and keeping the laptop where I normally would put it. And this fits in my laptop bag. Having this is going to overcome any obstacles you have if you don't like your laptop keyboard, because some laptops have really crappy keyboards. Also, it's going to protect your keyboard. Since laptops really don't have the ability to just change keyboards like you can with your desktop, and when you're selling your laptop, you're selling the laptop keyboard as well. Having this can protect your keyboard, because if you've ever seen a gamer's laptop, the W, S, and AD keys get wore out quicker than the others, and it's unsightly. So if you'd like to resell your products and get new stuff often, this is going to help protect your laptop keyboard from that gamer damage. So it gives you a better keyboard, and it protects your keyboard, and it fits in the bag. I think that's why people should get this if you have a laptop and you want to do some kind of gaming that would be good for this, which is mostly either MMOs or FPS games. But I really don't recommend it to desktop gamers, because I feel that this isn't going to do anything for you that a good gaming keyboard couldn't, and the gaming keyboard is probably going to be better overall. Because this is a really specialized device, why not just get a really nice keyboard that can do it all, and not worry about this in particular. Unless you really like the ergonomics of it, or you have some other reason to want this. I would definitely recommend trying to try one in a store, on demo, or at a friend's house or something before you buy it, because it might not be as great as it seems. And the reason you wouldn't get a gaming keyboard for your laptop is simply just because it won't fit into a bag, where this can. So I think the strongest advantage this has is the software is very powerful, that it seems to be built pretty well other than the design flaws that I noted, and that it's portable. So that's really going to sum it up. I think it's a good product, guys, but definitely try before you buy. And that's the final word.